Good morning, everyone. My name is Brack. I'm Brack Henderson. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of the Memphis Urban League. Our office is located at 413 North Cleveland Street here in Memphis, Tennessee. We are right in the heart of Crosstown, next to the Sears Crosstown building, where the new development is about to take place. What I'm going to talk to you about today is the National Urban League's attempt to define the state of Black America. Inasmuch as human rights are moral principles that set out certain standards of human behavior, and with the understanding that at its basis is a recognition of the inherent dignity and of the equal and inalienable rights of all members of the human family, my testimony will demonstrate the Memphis Urban League, through its established mission, seeks to ensure impartiality in the support services provided to the displaced, unemployed, and underskilled. The focus of today's statement centers on one of the seminal annual events of the National Urban League. Each year, the National Urban League releases a report on the state of Black America. This report has been an annual event for decades. In 2013, the Urban League commissioned a 50-year study to commemorate the 1963 March on Washington. The 37th edition of the report, entitled State of Black America, Redeem the Dream, Jobs Rebuild America, commemorates the multiple milestones that have occurred in Black history in the 50 years since the height of the Civil Rights Movement. This year's publication features essays by an esteemed group of thought leaders from leading corporations, not-for-profit organizations, academia and news media, as well as members of the President's Cabinet and federal lawmakers. The State of Black America, Redeem the Dream, Jobs Rebuild America also includes a commemorative special collection of essays that pay homage to the early freedom fighters in the Civil Rights Movement. The special collection includes reflections from those who were in the vanguard of the Civil Rights struggle, such as Representative John Lewis, Democrat of Georgia, and those who have joined the struggle, such as Congressional Black Caucus Chair Marshall Fudge, Democrat of Ohio. The research determines, while African Americans have experienced tremendous gains in educational attainment since the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom, and these gains have increased their capacity to ascend the economic ladder, the distance between blacks and whites on this ladder has changed much over the last 50 years, hasn't changed much over the last 50 years. The study concluded that for every black that made it to college in 1963, there are now 5. And the number of blacks living in poverty has decreased by 23%. But when contrast to whites, the income gap has only closed by 7%. There has been important progress in the last 50 years, decreases in poverty, increases in high school graduation rates and enrollments, said Urban League President Mark Morial. But the disparity between Black America and white Americans when it comes to jobs, income, health care, and wealth remain too large. Even though the study further concluded African Americans have made significant economic gains since the 1960s, the definition of wealth and success remains a tale of haves and have-nots when black achievement is compared to the success of whites. In the analysis, using the 2013 Equality Index, a comprehensive quantitative model that accounts for education, health, civic engagement, social justice, and economics across race, taking into account age, region, and other factors, the National Urban League takes a closer look at current racial gaps in unemployment and income. Also, in light of the 50th anniversary of the historic March on Washington, this special edition of the Equality Index features essay perspectives from noted champions of social and economic equality such as John Hope Bryant, Jonathan Capehart, Marion Wright Edelman, Freeman A. Rabowski III, the Honorable Eric H. Holder Jr., Frederick S. Humphreys Jr., Ambassador Ron Kirk, League President Mark Morial, and Reverend Al Sharpton. In the opinion of the League, the disparities indicated in the report underscore the need to redouble its efforts to fight for full, meaningful, and lasting economic empowerment and for policies that drive development in those communities that have been passed over for far too long. The National Urban League is launching a groundbreaking endeavor called Jobs Rebuild America. The project is a comprehensive series of public-private investments totaling more than $70 million over the next 5 years to put urban America back to work. This nationwide effort is targeting tens of thousands of job seekers through our affiliate network, including youth, mature workers, and entrepreneurs to help create real and meaningful pathways to employment and upward mobility where it is so desperately needed. The campaign includes significant investment in educational programs to prepare youth for college, guidance and support for entrepreneurs, jobs programs aimed at those who are new to the workforce, and mature workers who have been displaced by the economic downturn. The National Urban League believes our experiences as a people since the Great March tells us that we must be vigilant in protecting our hard-won rights. We must become the masters of our own fate to fully realize the economic prosperity we demanded in August 1963. Thank you.
Are you seeing trends in Memphis that are similar to those that were outlined in this report by the National Urban League?
Absolutely. What we've seen is that our client that comes into the center every day are starting to look more and more like the people who are operating the center. Okay, the range of client comes from people who have high school diplomas or less, and all the way through master's degrees. So we're finding that that the impact of this economy has been far-reaching and has caused lots of displacement of the workforce in this local community. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I would like to ask you for locally about Memphis, Tennessee. What is going to be done about the blight that's here?
We're not taking questions from the audience at this point, but I'm going to let you. We can talk a little bit about blight, and I know that there's some things going on that we know about because we've been involved in some things. But blight, do you know anything? Can you speak to that issue?
Well, no, I think that's a city of Memphis concern, and I believe that issue would be best addressed to the mayor when he comes. Thank you.
Thank you. Again, we're trying to